What is going on, my beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of Confident, the Code to Living a Life on Fire. I am your host, Anthony Hudson. For those new listeners, we drop new episodes every single Friday. Some of them are solo episodes. And here at the Confident Podcast, we focus on building a life on fire in 5 key areas and building our ultimate invincible confidence, right? Living a confident lifestyle. Those 5 key areas are faith, family, fitness, finances, and fun. So that is what those are the pillars that we focus on. We call them the Forever 5, and those are the subjects that we speak on every single week in our episodes. So this week we're going to dial in on family, and more specifically, relationship with your significant other. So the title of this episode today is "What Do All Power Couples Have in Common?" And before we get started, I'm not saying by any stretch that Kylie and I consider ourselves a power couple. Some other people consider us a power couple. That's not what I'm focused on today. What I'm focused on today is the power couples that I see doing big things, impacting a ton of lives, building big businesses, having relationships on fire, being great family men and women, and just living tremendously well and being ultra successful in all areas. It's because they're power couples. And they're power couples because they're completely bought in, right? And they're power couples because this is the one main thing they have in common. All power couples have what I like to call a same team mentality. Same team mentality. That means it's not you versus your spouse. It's not me versus her, her versus me. It's not Kylie versus me or me versus her. We're not keeping score. We're not keeping tally marks, not even in the back of our head, and not telling that person. It's we are in this thing together, 100, 100, not 50-50, not 70-30, nothing like that. So same team mentality. Let me break that down for you. I've got 5 key things to work on to help you focus on your same team mentality and be a true power couple. And listen, this is what works for Kylie and I. I'm not saying this is going to work for all of y'all, but I want you to know this is what's worked for us, and it's evolved over 16 years of marriage and more like 23 years of being together. Okay, so know that this took time. This wasn't a quick snap of the finger and it's a done kind of a deal, but this is going to be some foundational principles for you. I've got 5 key things that will allow you to work on your same team mentality and keep that same team mentality even when things get tough, when life happens, when struggles come about, and when challenges come our way, right? So here we go. We're going to go ahead and kick it off. The very, 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 very first thing you guys need to do as a power couple and to start your same team mentality personas, right, is to set boundaries and expectations of each other, right? Of yourselves for each other, rather. So what does that mean? I've got certain roles in our family and in our partnership and our relationship, with Kylie, who's the person I love the most on this earth, and the person that I chose to do life with. She is my soulmate. She's the one that I care the most for, right? I need her to know that I'm going to handle this, and this for us and our family and our loved ones, right? So, and then she, over time, and we figured this out. It wasn't we just wrote down a list and that was it. We figured it out as we learned about each other's strengths and weaknesses and how we best mesh together. She's going to handle this, and this. So for us, for example, just some easy things around the house. I usually vacuum. I like to vacuum. I'm good at it. No big deal, right? We'll start with some simple stuff. She mops. She mops the floor. She mops the wood floor. Okay. Kylie cooks dinner, usually every single night, most nights. That means I clean up the table, clean up the dishes, do the dishes. Kylie gets the girls ready in the morning. She does the morning routine stuff. She gets the girls ready for school, for their day, for their activities, right? That means I'm doing the bedtime routine. I'm doing the nighttime routine. I'm doing the bed and bath, picking out pajamas, reading the books, those kind of things, right? Sometimes, and there's plenty more things. That's just stuff around the house. But as a power couple, you're also doing other things, like maybe you own businesses together. You have to be best friends to be a power couple and have the same team mentality. But you also have to have that intimacy and that level and that spark and that fire too. You also have to be parents together if you guys have families, if that's something you want, right? So know that roles and expectations and wearing certain hats, you got to know where your role is and stick to that and stick to those boundaries. So what are your roles in each area? Like as the dad, I get to do the fun stuff. Kylie's more the disciplinarian. Now sometimes we'll switch roles and do some of those things, but ultimately for the most part, that's how it's evolved. That's what works well for us. That's how those things happen. Okay. In our businesses, I was in finance. I'm a finance guy, numbers guy, but Kylie's probably a better budgeter than I am, right? So she handles the budget, but I handle more the proactive things, the revenue generation type stuff, where she handles the expense type stuff, the budgets, right? I'm more of a coach and a manager of people, or a leader of people rather. Kylie's more better operationally. She's great with writing operations and standard operating procedures, systems, and processes, right? So those are just some examples of where I'm good in this lane, she's good in this lane, and for the most part, we stay in their lanes because we keep those expectations and those boundaries there. More to come on that in a second. So that's number one. Number two, again, in order to have the same team mentality, I kind of already said it, right? There's no keeping score. There's absolutely no scoreboard. It's not, hey, I went out and scored 30 points tonight because I made a large commission check. So, hey, Anthony gets 30 points. Kylie's still at 0. So now you got to catch up, Kylie. That's not how it works. It's not, hey, Kylie went and took Sawyer on a weekend girls date and I stayed home with the twins, kind of a thing. And so she gets more points. Not how it works, right? We're in the same thing. Doesn't matter what the score is. Doesn't matter who is winning in certain areas versus others. We all win. If I win, she wins. If she wins, I win. It's all the same team. It's abundance, right? That's part of the same team mentality. So there is no keeping score, and in the same token, there's no pulling things out from your back pocket if we did something wrong. We wronged that person, and we made a mistake. That doesn't mean that Kylie's pulling that back out later on down the road when she's mad or angry with me. She's not saying, "Hey, remember when you did this, this, and this?" Right? It's forgive and forget. That's part of the never keeping score thing as well. Okay, so that's number two. Number three, we've got our roles and expectations. We've got certain things that we do around the house with our family, with our kids. What role do we play? At the same time, every once in a while, I like one time a week, do something out of the ordinary that's on that person's list or that's their role, even if that person's maybe better at it, even if that person's maybe used to doing it, right? Go out of your way to do something that's on their list, that's part of their role, that's one of their expectations for them. Do the damn laundry every once in a while, fellas, right? Do the damn laundry. Cook the dinner meal every once in a while, right? Ladies, maybe you want to plan date night every once in a while, right? Instead of the guys. That's a role. I usually plan date nights, where we're going, what we're doing. Kylie always fixes dinner and does the laundry. So every once in a while, hopefully once a week, I'm going to try to do laundry, or I'm going to try to cook dinner, right? So those are the things. That's a huge relief for them. Just because that's in their role and in their boundaries and expectations doesn't mean that they want to do it all the time. So sometimes, even though maybe you're not quite as good at it and you might mess it up a little bit, they'll appreciate the effort, right? That's, again, same team mentality. So something to keep in mind there. Okay. Number 4, got to have your board meetings, but you got to have your board meetings and wear different hats in them. Okay. So when you're in the board meeting, it's just you and your significant other, but we're having conversations about our relationship, right? Where we're at with things, how we're feeling, our dreams. Then we're going into business, our dreams, goals, aspirations, like financially, where are we at? What do we want to do? How do we want to grow? What do we want to plan for? What is our budget? What are our goals for next year? Are we on our way to hitting our goals in quarter 3? Like, got to have probably at least a monthly board meeting, right? So our relationship, have we done date night recently? Are we holding a grudge, or are we still angry about something that one of the other ones did? One of us did do the other person or did that made us angry, and we still haven't talked about it yet. So we're airing out the dirty laundry. We're talking business. Then we're talking about our kids, right? We're talking about, so we put on the parent hat. Hey, what is the parent hat? How's Sawyer doing? How's Lila doing? How's Penelope doing? We need to work on this with her. We need to work on this with her. This is going great with Sawyer. Proud of her. We need to reward her. All those kind of things, right? What challenges are they having? What do we need to prepare them for in life going forward? And then it's just a friendship. Are we having fun together? Like, what are we like? Are we still living our life on fire together, right? So, you got to wear the different hats and have the different conversations. The board meeting is crucial and super important. And you don't have to call it a board meeting, but it's whatever you want to call it. State of the Union, the Hudson, the Hudson family huddle, right? I mean, that's super, super important. Okay. So make sure you're doing that at least on a monthly basis. And then the fifth one, in order to keep that same team or build that same team mentality and be that power couple is, be clear on your communication, right? Be brutally honest with each other, right? So what that means is, even if it is going to hurt their feelings, if Kylie asks, and in reality, it's me usually asking Kylie how something looks. She'll tell me, she's like, no, that doesn't match, or that doesn't look right, or no, wrong shoes, wrong socks, wrong shirt, whatever. And that's an example, right? That's not always what it's about, but style. But hey, would you rather do this, this, and this? Okay, she gives me a couple options, what I want to do. I truly don't care, but she doesn't want to hear that I don't care. She wants to hear that I can be decisive and make a decision and stick to it, right? So that honest communication, even if it's maybe not the thing that she wants to do, and I know that, I'm going to tell her what I want to do because that's me being honest. There's no point in lying or stretching the truth, or not giving the full truth, rather, and not completely opening up, right? So make sure the communication and the complete letting all the information come out, right? So not holding anything back. That's what I'm just trying to say. So do not hold anything back when it comes to your communication and what it is you want in the relationship and how to grow and move forward. So those are the 5 things. I'm not going to recap them for you. I'll put them in the show notes. That should help. And you can go back, take notes, listen again, rewind it, all that good stuff. But that's what you really need to focus on when it comes to being a power couple. The same team mentality. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes energy, it takes consistency, it takes intentionality. That's the other thing. You have to want to be on the same team. It's not just about saying it and then doing it every once in a while. You have to truly believe that. And you have to want what's best for that person, and they have to want what's best for you. And that's how the true same team mentality starts and grows and evolves. So that being said, appreciate you guys tuning in. It's always fun to have you guys share on social media, to grab a screenshot and to help me grow this thing, because at the end of the day, I want everybody to have their true unstoppable superpower of confidence. I want them to live a confident lifestyle, right? So self-esteem, imposter syndrome, now more than ever in this world, is a problem, right? People don't know where to find their confidence, how to become more confident. They don't know what that even feels like anymore. They've lost it so long ago, or maybe they never truly actually ever found it because they're not comfortable with who they are, and they don't know who they are because they don't spend enough time with themselves and focus on it. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you would go in and leave us a 5-star review and some feedback so that this show can grow and get in front of more people. I just want to help one person a day. And if I can get one person a day to listen to this podcast, I think that's a good start. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Carry on strong, and we will see you guys next week on another episode of Confident, the Code to Living a Life on Fire. Later, y'all.